Well, what is a prepper? They're not people who go to prep schools. These are people who are preparing for the ultimate disaster, whatever it happens to be. I want to point out, Christy.
Yes, Pat.
Do you have in your home an electric generator?
No.
You see, you're not prepped.
I'm kind of prepped. I'm sort of prepped.
Enough. Hey, sort of prepped.
I mean, I have some prepping
What do you do
things.
if the power goes on?
I knock on your door and say, "Hey, Pat,
you got a spare
generator?"
bedroom? Well, gas is, you know, if electricity goes out, we were up in the mountain. Everything went out. That big storm that blew through, it knocked out everything.
Mm-hmm.
People out in West Virginia were driving all the way to Lexington, Virginia to get gasoline in their cars because the filling stations, the service stations, didn't have electricity.
Yeah.
Tragedy, it can happen to us. So I want to urge people to get a generator and get a gas-fired generator. And then if you cook with gas as opposed to electricity, you've got something.
Yeah.
A propane tank or something.
Well, you know, remember Chuck Holton, he's phenomenal. Well, he's going to be here to show us some things, but before that, this is what's going to happen first.
All right. The more uncertainty there is in our country, the more the ranks of these preppers continues to grow. And Chuck has that story.
When an unexpected summer storm knocked out power in the mid-Atlantic region in July, over 4 million people went without power for up to 2 weeks. In addition, a severe drought across most of the country is putting a serious strain on the nation's infrastructure. Coupled with the threat of a currency collapse, civil unrest, or other nightmare scenarios, stocking up for the unexpected is looking smarter all the time. A small but growing segment of our society is asking the question, what happens when the lights go out for more than just a few days? Many of these preppers think the record-setting blackout could be just a preview of things to come.
We can have an economic collapse. We can have terrorist attacks. We can have social unrest, a natural disaster, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes.
Keith ITON is a die-hard prepper and recently started a business helping others get ready too.
The biggest problem we suffer here in North America is complacency. People figure since, well, nothing has happened in X amount of years, nothing bad will ever happen.
You know, survivalists are sometimes portrayed as these wild-eyed crazies waiting for the zombie apocalypse. But with the state of the economy and in today's world, being prepared is more popular than ever. And this weekend in the mountains of North Carolina, a couple thousand people got together at the Carolina Readiness Seminar to discuss the risks and find out what they can do about them.
It's very environmental, very green, takes us off of fossil fuels, and very easy to do.
Joel Henderson is the co-owner of Green Gold Filters, one of the vendors at the Prepper Convention. His patented filtration system is helping folks accomplish something that America has been trying to do for years: run a vehicle without foreign oil.
If anybody has a diesel engine, diesel truck, tractor, generator, you can use used cooking oil as an alternative diesel fuel or motor oil. If you go to the restaurants, this right here is a local restaurant here in Asheville, Indian restaurant. This is their used cooking oil that they were throwing away. We went and picked it up, ran it through our filter system, and now we have a nice alternative diesel fuel that I'll put right in my tank.
This movement is being helped along by a new trend in television shows about the subject. The most popular is National Geographic's Doomsday Preppers, which was at the convention looking for people to highlight in its upcoming season.
Doomsday Preppers is the highest rated show right now ever on National Geographic. It's a show about, you know, your average American family, unique people that are prepping for any of life's uncertainties, whether that be an economic collapse to a solar flare in 2012. No matter what it is, they're going to be prepared.
One of the challenges for the show is that most preppers aren't eager to advertise their stockpiles of supplies, since if the bottom drops out, looting could be a real problem.
You know, we do understand that, you know, it could be a risk to people, but we do respect people's privacy on the show. We don't have to say your first name or last name. We don't have to say where you're from. And we try to get in the lives of many diverse preppers and have each prepper, you know, give a takeaway to our viewers so they can learn more about prepping.
But Keith ITON says the first step to being prepared has nothing to do with canned food or bottled water.
Your first thing in preparedness, for me personally, is your relationship with Jesus Christ.
That's the very first thing. If you build a solid relationship with Jesus Christ, then after that, if you can get food, water stored away, a little safe retreat, things of that nature, it'll all fall into place. You want to be able to feed yourself, feed your family, help a neighbor, help a friend.
You know, 100 years ago, it wasn't strange for a family to have a basement full of food, but that's changed. Most Americans today have less than 3 days' supply of food stored up, and many have no emergency supplies or even a first aid kit. But you know, with the infrastructure of America getting more and more fragile every day, maybe it's not a bad idea to stock up, just in case. From an undisclosed location in North Carolina, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.
Chuck, are you there with automatic weapons ready to blow away the invaders?
You know, even if the zombie apocalypse doesn't come, Pat,
right.
it's probably not a bad idea to have a few extra cans of bacon.
Well, I read about people who get caught in snowstorms and avalanches and stuff like that, or out hiking and something big, and the ones that have a certain amount of preparation live through it and the others die.
That's right, and that's why it's important to keep stuff on hand that would allow you to stay alive long enough to get to help. One of the things that we've been talking about is the go bag. You know, you spend a third of your life at work, and Christy, you know, if you had to walk home in those shoes, you'd be in big trouble. So maybe it's not a bad idea to have a set of sneakers in your car so that you can walk home if you have to. Some water, some power bars, that sort of thing. There's all sorts of things that you can buy. There's a whole industry built around prepping and survival that has these nitrogen-packed foods that'll last 25 years and, you know, MREs and all that stuff. But you don't have to get that crazy.
We want to know the must-haves.
Can you get MREs? Are they available?
Sure. Absolutely. You can get them on the internet.
You can?
Easy enough. Sure.
What's an MRE?
That's a meal ready to eat right there.
Oh, okay.
It's like sea rations.
Meals rejected by the enemy is what we call it.
Horrible tasting garbage.
No, but what you just buy a little more every time you go to the store of what you usually eat.
Yeah.
Get some extra rice and beans and staple foods. Get some coffee and some bacon, because you know, if you had everything you needed to survive and you didn't have bacon and coffee, would you really care?
How long will this last, though? I mean, you got a, what, 30 days supply?
Well, it wouldn't hurt to have 30 days.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have to, I mean, if something really bad happened, it would be a lot longer than 30 days.
You're right. It certainly could be. With the just-in-time infrastructure we have in our country now, we are less resilient as a culture than we ever have been. And so, it's important to do this. And if you don't, then you become a liability to the society. And so as Christians, I think it's important for us to be prepared so that not only can we take care of our own families, but we can help others.
But we're not going to go into bunkers with automatic weapons, and if those guys try to take our food away, we're going to blow them away. We're not going to do that, are we?
We're not?
No, we're not. I'll jump in and say, no, we're not.
All right. Well, let's look at some of these other gadgets. Our power went out.
We didn't really go through a lot.
Well,
We got
buy
goes so
staple
quick.
foods.
Staple
Water.
foods, water, beans,
1 gallon
rice
per
milk.
person, okay?
All right.
Per day.
I was there on the mountain when everything hit, you know, a storm hit. And
did you lose power?
Did I ever? And I had a 100 kilowatt generator, and guess what? It got hit by lightning.
Oh,
That's right. So
it was the biggest thing up there. That's enormous.
So what'd you do, Pat?
So my wife and I ate by candlelight, and we had a gas stove, and we cooked by gas. And
that's
it
lovely.
was very romantic.
Yeah,
That's
9 months later, there's going to be
Dee Dee's going to be expecting.
So,
Right,
you know,
show us this
when
stuff.
our power went out for 4 days, one of the things that we found is that, you know, I live in a log home.
Oh, boy.
We had lots of candles and lanterns and stuff, but that's a fire hazard.
Right.
These things are all over our front yard.
Really?
There's solar
brilliant.
lights that go along your sidewalk.
Yeah.
And we just went outside and took them inside, and the kids used them as flashlights everywhere we went. It's a great idea.
Kidding. And,
I love those.
how much life do they have?
They'll go all night long.
Yeah.
All night?
8 hours.
Because they're solar.
8 hours.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot
got
of
a
times-
couple of batteries in there.
Oh, they
No,
do?
I was going to say, those are the things that many of us put in our lawn, like in our walkways.
This little baby here is something that most people, I don't
The
have
radio.
one of
This
them.
is a really good idea, because if the communications go out, you need to have some way to listen to find out what's going
Chuck,
on.
where do you get these things?
Oh, you can get those on the internet. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them all over. This one is solar powered, and you can crank it if there's no sun.
No kidding.
You can power it that way. And it's got a flashlight and I don't know, a laser cannon or something. It's got all kinds of stuff on it.
Can I just say this?
For emergency, we don't have.
It's like two little boys in a candy store.
When the power, just be good, man. When the power goes out,
Yeah.
you've got to have something battery powered.
That's right.
And most people don't. I don't have one.
That's right. It's not a bad idea.
Right.
Now, here's something interesting.
This is cool.
This is cool. You got to see this.
This is cool. He's going to tell you.
We had to charge our phones and everything when the power went out, and I had just bought this for camping.
What is it?
This is a camp stove that is called BioLite. It runs on wood, on little twigs, and it has a battery on the front here.
Yeah.
And the heat from the fire charges the battery, which then will charge your cell phone.
Come on.
So I'm not kidding. We were out in the backyard, and the kids were charging up their little
where do you
iPods
get
and stuff
them?
on the internet. Yeah,
Everything's on the internet.
We've got links on the webpage for this
All right,
stuff.
now what's this, baby?
This is a solar generator that I bought after all this happened.
That is a generator?
Yeah, and it's got a solar panel right here.
Yeah.
And the solar panel charges
I see
this
you got your gun
battery.
ready to blast somebody.
And the battery will run a laptop and a fan and charge your phones and stuff.
Now,
it's got this little light here.
Where do you
See
get
that?
thing?
On
the internet.
On the internet, that's right. Amazon.com, $275 or
And what's
so.
it called?
Goal Zero. This is a solar generator, and there's lots of them out there.
Unbelievable.
Now, last but not least,
Yes.
let's talk about two things. Fuel.
Yeah.
When the power goes out, gas stations can't pump fuel.
That's
People were
correct.
lined up for 4 miles trying to get
That's right.
fuel. It wouldn't hurt to have a few gallons of gas. And security. There was looting taking place in the town where I live within 12 hours of the power going out.
What do you do, shoot looters?
Well, you need to be able to protect your family. I know that's a sensitive subject, but
this thing right here is. Well, I'm not going to shoot you. Come on.
Pat was a Marine.
That's right.
It's a prop, folks.
It's a prop. But this would be enough to get rid of a looter.
Well, it certainly would scare me away if I saw you carrying that thing.
It scared Christy.
It's doing the job for Christy right
you
now.
see, he's got hollow point bullets there, so if they want to bitch, it'll blow a hole in your stomach, right? These are hollow point, right?
Bottom line is, it's important to be able to protect your family and to,
Good grief.
discourage the people that would take advantage of the
all right.
situation. So.
We're supposed to be speaking love, but Chuck's a trooper. Did you ever use one of those things?
Well, I mean, I think that protecting my family is the most loving thing I can do for them.
Yeah. You remember Michael Dukakis, who said if somebody was raping my wife or something, I wouldn't go in there and fight him because I'm a man of peace. You remember that? Lost the election.
I wouldn't vote for somebody like that.
Well, nobody else did either. That's why they voted for George Bush. Okay.
Well,
so you got a. This is for gasoline. I love these little gizwizzes here.
Yeah, those little light. They're really cheap too, like $2 a pop.
Yeah,
What are they called?
They're like LED. What do y'all?
solar LED lights.
Solar LEDs.
Yeah.
Yard lights.
Get them on the internet.
All right,
this
y'all.
is a little
Radio. They're telling me to wrap it up, Pat.
What do you want to wrap?
All I'm saying
What
is,
if people
it's like
get killed? I mean, the survival of America is at stake, and you want to hurry up and get a commercial.
no, but
It's
it's
important.
like two guys, little gadget guys, and you guys are so excited about the trinkets. Well, as you guys continue to talk about the trinkets and survival, we have more survival tips. All you have to do is check out Chuck's blog. It's called Boots on the Ground, and it is available at cbnnews.com. And while you're on our website, you can also download our free fact sheet, and that's called Prepare to Survive the Unexpected. They're still talking. Yes?
I want to ask a question.
Okay, Pat, go.
All right, you're just talking so much. That's
say
one of the
anything
things,
the
if
whole
there's an
interview.
emergency, you don't let the women do all that talking.
Where's that gun? I'm kidding.
Chuck, hey, have you got a fact sheet on this stuff?
Yeah, we do.
And how are they going to get it? Go ahead,
I
Chris.
just said the fact
Say it
sheet.
again. I want to emphasize
There's
it.
a fact sheet that Pat wasn't listening when I said it, and it's a fact sheet called Boots on the Ground, and it's available on cbnnews.com.
Okay. Chuck, you're tremendous, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I wrap it now?
Rap what?
Chuck, it was lovely. You guys
next
can
time.
finish your G.I. Joe talk.
Well, we're going to
I
protect
thought I was
you.
doing a cooking show on how to prepare these MREs over here.
You're supposed to be the weaker sex, and we're here
Oh, my
strong
Lord.
men,
Okay.
fighting men to look after you.
that
The
happy
Bible
note.
talks about the weaker. He just means that we're just so delicate, but we are strong. Don't get me. Feel this.
Don't make her mad.
Feel it.
Don't make
You need
her.
a couple
Feel
She's
the
going to
muscle.
start that head shake in a minute. We're in big trouble.
Okay.